Not the one we were wanting to catch, but we caught one of them. That one leaped, but I want that big one. Well, I think it's a big one anyway. Got him. Got him. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Finally got one to bite. I don't know what's going on with all them other fish, but one of them crooked tail Lake Fork scoliosis fish. It took some toying and some shaking and some rattling and some rolling and some lifting and some all that stuff. He finally came and got it. Got him. Not a bad one. Not a particularly good one, but not a bad one. Catfish? No, big crappie. Oh, come back here. Come back here. $158. Closer to what we're looking for. Really looking for a 258.
So A.S.K makes it look real easy. It can be real easy. Sometimes these fish just will not cooperate. They may follow your jig all the way to the surface and never bite it. And some days they almost all act like that, and other days they almost all bite. So
Come on. Come on. Come on. Aww. Quitter. Got one down there about 14 foot deep. Snugged up to a tree. If I can just get the boat position right and make a good drop. Yeah, if he'll just eat it. Got him. He ate it. Not very big, but he ate it. There's another good one. I don't know if y'all can see it, getting kind of dark. All right, got him. I don't know what he is, but I got him. Oh yeah, good fish. Good fish. Need to get out of here, but I ran across a couple of good looking targets there. Had to give them a shot.
All right, for you guys who aren't familiar with the modern technology that we're using fishing now, fish finders have progressed to where we are now watching the sonar returns from the fish. We're watching, be able to watch the fish swim around in real time, and a lot of times able to identify what the fish are and where they're located. We actually see a sonar return from our bait, and even our line shows up on the screen. It's a forward-facing sonar, so there are different ways to mount the transducer. My transducer is mounted on my trolling motor. So there you see in the upper left-hand corner, the arrow's pointing up towards the bright shiny spot there, 0. That's my trolling motor. That's return from my trolling motor. My transducer is mounted on the trolling motor, and it shoots a sonar beam. It's about, I don't remember exactly, 17 to 20 degrees wide, something in that neighborhood. But it shoots it straight forward. So whichever direction my trolling motor is pointed, I get sonar returns straight forward from the trolling motor down to directly below the trolling motor and a little ways backwards to directly behind the trolling motor. So right here in this picture, I can see my jig, so I know my jig is right straight ahead of the trolling motor, just a little bit in front of it. 9 feet ahead of my trolling motor is a tree. It's just the trunk left. All the branches are broken off, just a straight tree sticking up there. And then 11 feet in front, you can see, I know those are 2 fish because those are the first 2 fish I caught at the first of the video. If I was just looking at that picture right there, I might think it was just 1 fish, but I know it was 2 because I saw separation between them, and I caught both of them actually. So this has really been a game changer for crappie fishing. Crappie are easily targeted this way because normally we can identify them because they are normally, what I like to describe it as, parked. They're not swimming around. Sometimes they do move around, but a majority of the time they are just parked. So they'll, like these 2 fish, they just, for the most part, they had their nose stuck right up against that tree and they were just parked and sitting there. So it allows us to drop a bait right to them and see how they react. And usually they'll either bite it right away, or if they just kind of turn their nose up and tail down. We know they're kind of looking at it. We start taking the bait away from them, kind of like a cat. We'll play cat and mouse with them and get them to follow it. But the crappie will, like I say, generally be parked on a tree or some other piece of structure. Wintertime, not so much. Wintertime, they'd be out just open water, suspended, but they're still usually just kind of sitting there. They're not moving around much. They're not swimming around much. They're just kind of, like I said, that's the best way I can describe it, is they're just parked out in open water. So it makes them easy to target, but not necessarily easy to catch. Just case in point, here's a snapshot from the day before the screen from Lake Palestine, and it is absolutely loaded with crappie. And actually, there was 2 or 3 other places that I fished that looked the same, just loaded with crappie, bunch of fish. And each one of them I may have caught 1 or 2 fish off of, and the rest of them just wouldn't bite. I thank you guys for watching, and remember, ask, seek, knock.